So I don't want to make a really long video. So I got inspired by this guy, Frank Rodriguez, I believe his name is. It's at King Frank on Instagram, I think. He goes out and he talks to addicts and he interviews them and everything like that. And I got inspired by that because I've been talking about doing it with a couple of friends of mine. And so I'm an ex-addict myself, and I would like to bring awareness to the whole epidemic thing as like it is, but also to show that addicts are human. They're not just, you know, zombies or monsters living on the streets that are gonna break in your house and shit. So, uh, I'm gonna kick it off by telling one of my own stories. Um, so, fuck it, why not? So, one day, I told the people I was living with that I was gonna go to the store to pick up baby formula. And when I went, I drove right by where I was supposed to go to pick up the formula shit and got right on the on ramp to the highway, right down the highway right to Camden, and hopped off in North. This was some years ago when North was popping back in like 2012, 13ish, and it was meh, yeah, that's when it was, and yeah, 2012 ish, 13ish, yeah. So I couldn't wait to get home because I had the bags in my fucking pocket and shit, and I'm like, nah, dude, I can't wait. So I pull into the condos next to Northgate, and I do my business. I bang the shit and all, and I don't remember anything after putting the car in reverse and looking, and then that's all I remember. So I wake up in the fucking hospital at Cooper, and I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck is going on? And the nurse is like, oh, well, you overdosed. I'm like, well, obviously, I'm like, fuck. I thought my car, I'm like, where's my car? Where's my car? Where's my car? She says it's out front. I'm like, oh, wait, how the fuck did my car get out front? So here, I'm super confused, like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, yo, lady, like, how did I get here? Because I'm thinking if I overdosed, then the ambulance must have brought me here. And, Narcan me, whatever the fuck they did to me, because I don't remember a damn thing besides putting the car in reverse, like I said. And so she's like, you drove up here to the emergency door, the emergency room doors, beeping my horn, saying, I'm yelling at these people, I'm overdosing. Who the fuck in their right? And I don't remember any of this. I swear on everything. And I'm like, so they told me that I drove up to emergency room doors yelling, I overdosed. Somebody parked my car up because it was in the parking spot right there, and the 2 bags that I left in there were in there. So when on my way home, I fucking did those bags. That's how much of an addict I was. So, but what makes it even worse is that I went back and did the same thing the next day. And the fact that I drove myself to the place overdosing was like a miraculous thing, and I should have learned my lesson from that. And because I didn't learn my lesson from that, the very next day I grab the same bags from the same set and then go to the same fucking spot to get high, and I fucking overdosed again. Except this time I made it out of the condo's parking lot into the fucking street where you bust a right to go over the bridge to go back to get on the MLK and shit to get back on 42. So the cops told me after I woke up in the fucking hospital again, the cop told me that I was in the middle of the street with my foot on the brake, where I was gone. I was dead with my foot on the fucking brake in the middle of the fucking street. And that's why they came and got me and took me to the hospital and shit. Except this time my car got impounded and all that good shit. And yeah, I ended up being I ended up being stuck at Cooper Hospital the second time. And I had gone, when I went to cop that morning, I went in my flip-flops. And when I overdosed, they pulled me out of the car and my flip-flops or slides, whatever, slippers, they came off. So when I'm in the hospital, I didn't have any shoes. I had the hospital socks with the grips on the bottom. They kicked me out of Cooper Hospital in just those socks, my pajama pants, and a tank top. It was like, I think it was like March or April or something like that. It might have been like, yeah, somewhere around there. It was springtime. And I had to walk from Cooper Hospital to the Walter Rand Transportation Center in socks. And if anybody knows the roads and sidewalks and shit in Camden, you don't want to be walking around there in socks. So, but another stroke of luck somehow, as I'm walking by the Walter Rand Transportation Center, there's a pair of fucking sneakers in one of the little benches at the bus stops and shit, the fucking covered benches and shit. A pair of fucking sneakers sitting right there, and there's two guys on the bench. And I'm like, yo, whose sneakers are these? And they're like, oh, they just been sitting there all morning, nobody claimed them. And I'm like, what? Bam, put them chumpies on and fucking, I panhandled, I got $1.50 up. I know a lot of people in Camden because I was, running around getting high out there for, a better part of 15 years. So, I say all that to say this. I'm so glad that I got out of that life, and I really want to do something to help the people that are struggling and are in a bad place in their life and they feel like there's no hope, there's no way out. Contact me on here, leave comments and shit. Let me know what, I want to do some interviews and stuff like the guy from It's ATG Vlogs. That's the guy's channel that inspired me to do all this shit. And so, leave some comments. Let me know if you want me to put some more of my stories. I can tell you my background if you want. I led a very, very traumatic childhood, and I have it all written down right here. These are blank, but all these pages all have writing all on them, and I don't know where to start, so that's why I'm doing this. And I have, I have books of shit. Where's the written pages in here? Yeah. 6 pages, loose pages, books of pages, fucking, more and more pages. It's just all over the place. And so I want to spread, the positivity, because there's a lot of negative shit in this, people they hate each other anymore, and I think we all need to lend a hand to each other, even if it's just being there to talk to each other when we're going through some shit. So, I'm Amazing Caucasian on all the platforms, Facebook, Twitter at Amazing Caucasian. Hit me up. I would love to hear from people. I'm already surprised that I have 250 followers to begin with. So, I don't know what else to say, guys. Let's see how this pops off. I'm going to start getting some interviews on some people that are in recovery, too. I still am going to, post my live streams with the games and all that type of shit. So, this channel is just, fun shit, just doing fun shit, yeah. So, we'll see how everything goes. Everybody have a good night. Peace.